Facebook live stream yoga class. This will be a 45-minute session beginning at 4 p.m. Today's instructor is Jamie, and then I will be your moderator, Emma. And please have a water bottle and a towel and a mat available. Participation in this program is voluntary. We cannot diagnose problems or recommend treatments and are not a substitute for your doctor's care. Consult your doctor before beginning an exercise program or making changes to your lifestyle or healthcare routine. And now I'm going to pass it back to Jamie. Welcome, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Emma. Hi, everybody. Welcome to yoga. My name is Jamie from MPK19. So glad to have you all here. For our practice today, we are going over a little bit of balance and some hip and shoulder opening. At the start of class, while we are setting up, feel free to unmute yourself. Let me know of any requests you might have. If you're telling me you really want to stretch something out or work on something particular, this is a time to let me know. We are setting up, so if you have a yoga mat, you might want to set it up parallel to mine, because throughout class, I will be mirroring you. My right is your left is my right. When you are ready, go ahead and please find your way onto your back. We'll start off our practice today lying down. As you lie down today, you might have a few different ways of what makes you feel comfortable. First option will be to have your knees bent, and that'll give your back a little bit of a chance to neutralize. Otherwise, you might feel more comfortable with your legs extended. Today, we'll take our hands and we'll place it right at the rib cage, right at the belly. And we'll start off our practice today with 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths. What that means is, as you inhale through your nose, feel the expansion into your belly, into your rib cage. Let the air enter your body and fill up. As you exhale, notice the belly deflate as the air releases. Maybe out through your nose. If you're congested, maybe out through your mouth. Let's take that again. Inhale, expand. Maybe this time it's into the belly and into the sides of our waist, but also into our lower back. Can we create space in those areas of maybe tightness? As you exhale, let that belly drop and feel your body release. On this next inhale, I invite you to set your intention for practice. Now, this intention might be physical, what you wish to accomplish in our 45-minute practice. It might be mental, something you want to focus on. So many right answers. As you exhale, let the air escape and release from your body. Let's take this one more time. Big belly breath, inhale. Using this time to set the tone for our practice, that we are looking to relax and tap into what's called our parasympathetic nervous system. As you exhale, release. On this next breath, slowly bring your hands and feet up towards the sky. We'll begin to roll our ankles and wrists outward, articulating our joints. We might feel the muscles like the calves and forearms release. On this next breath, let's move the ankles and the wrists into the other direction. As you inhale, you're going to flex your palms and your feet. So think toes back towards your face, fingertips back towards your face. Next, we'll point the toes and round the wrist. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, we flex. And exhale, we point. From here, let's go ahead and bring both knees together. Knees into your chest. We're going to move clockwise. And you can start small. This might feel like a massage onto your sacrum. That's the lowest part of your back. Perhaps it feels good to go a little bigger in your circular motion. From here, let's move both knees counterclockwise. Again, you can choose to go small and gradually work your way up, or perhaps you like the greater range of motion. On this next breath together, let's take that right ankle above our left knee. We're taking this to a supine pigeon with your hands interlacing underneath your left thigh. Check it out. If you are new to practice today, I welcome you. Maybe you choose to stay right here. This is going to be a little less intense of a stretch. Maybe you've been here before. I also welcome you. Let's go ahead and bring your legs in closer towards your body. The closer your legs towards your body, the deeper the stretch. So keep that in mind for this particular stretch. From here, you might feel this in the outer hips, the outer glutes, on that right side. From here, we're going to move side to side. As we add some movement to this stretch, you might find that it deepens the stretch. If that's not something you're looking for right now, then stay still. Let's go ahead and we will switch to the other side. We're going to take that left ankle and take it above the right knee. Interlacing with both hands, please grab your right thigh. Maybe you stay right here, a little further away, or perhaps you bring your legs closer towards your body. If you choose to stay still, you'll be right here, but that doesn't mean stillness in your breath. Do take your deep breaths, or maybe you are rocking side to side. On your next inhale, we slowly unravel out the legs. And as we exhale, we slowly bring both knees into chest. From here, if you have a really sensitive back, you might skip this next portion and meet in tabletop. Otherwise, we are going to rock forward and back. Now this might feel like a massage on the erectors, and those are the muscles that elongate the spine. We'll take this just one more time, and I will meet you in tabletop. Tabletop, you'll place your hands below shoulders and your knees right below the hips. We want to practice what's called a neutral spine, aka a flat back. As we're here, we're going to take a moment and memorize what this feels like. We'll be coming back to this a little bit later on in our practice. From here, you might spread out your fingertips. Really grip the floor and push firmly into your thumb, firmly into your index finger. This is setting ourselves up for success with our palms. On our inhale, let's drop the belly. Lift the chin up towards the sky. Do you feel that stretch into your abdominals? On your exhale, drop the head, round the neck, round the middle back, round the lower back. Let's do that again. Inhale, belly down, chin up towards the sky. Think camel posture as you exhale. Maybe you'll find a cat, perhaps a little angry as we screech the spine up towards the sky. I will meet you back into tabletop. From here, I will begin to mirror with you. On inhale, take your right arm up towards the sky. And again, this is if you are parallel to my mat. If not, you can disregard what I'm saying. As you exhale, right arm underneath your body. Head down to the mat. This is thread the needle. With your left arm, you might reach it up to the top of your mat or behind your back. From here, we slowly reverse our way back, including your right arm reaching towards the sky. Into tabletop we go. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, arm underneath, head down. Perhaps you choose to keep your arm close, over your head, or behind your back. There are many right ways to do this, so I invite you to explore and have some fun with it. We're going to reverse our way back. Let's go ahead and take the left arm up to the sky. Exhale back down into tabletop. From here, hands firmly below shoulders. Let's step one foot back at a time, maintaining that neutral spine. So this is our plank. We want those hips at the same height of our shoulders. We want our hands about shoulders with distance and our feet about hips with distance. From here, let's bring those hips up to the sky. This, my friends, is downward facing dog. Perhaps you pedal out one knee at a time, walk the dog. And as you do this, take a moment to notice the calves and the hamstrings opening up. On this next breath, we inhale up onto tippy toes. As you exhale, bend both knees, crouch. We'll slowly walk our feet to our hands. This is a standing forward fold. Anytime we are in standing forward folds, you are welcome to bend your knees a little or a lot. If you tell me, Jamie, you know my back really hurts when I do this, you might be a good candidate to go bending in the knees. What we want to avoid is hyperextending. On this next breath, should this be available to you, you will grab the opposite elbow and we'll go into ragdoll, sway side to side. If you can help it, let your head drop completely. This is going to relax your cervical spine. And from here, we're going to roll our way up one joint at a time, and we will work our way up into mountain pose. In mountain pose today, friends, let's bring our feet together if that's available. If that feels a little uncomfortable, maybe feet apart, that works too. On this next breath, let's inhale both arms up towards the sky, upward salute. On exhale, swan dive, forward fold, back into Uttanasana. We were just here, you can bend your knees. As we inhale, come up halfway. Remember that flat back I talked about in tabletop? We're doing that again right here. Shoulders and hips aligned. Hips are hinged back, hamstrings loaded. Hamstrings are the muscles right behind your upper thigh. As you exhale, let's bring those hands right below shoulders. We'll step one foot back at a time. Option one, if you've never done yoga before, if your wrist feels sensitive, maybe you go from plank to downward dog. That is my option one, friends. Maybe you're ready to go a little further. Option two today, you'll drop both knees down. Notice I didn't bring my thighs down to the floor. You're going to bring both knees down, elbows tucked in. Then we descend our way to the mat. As you inhale, you'll come up to cobra. Exhale, body down, and we'll slowly work our way back up into a modified press away from the floor. On exhale, we'll come back into downward facing dog. So I showed you two options so far. One where you don't do a push-up, one where you do a modified push-up. Our third option, perhaps you'll come into plank position, elbows tucked in. You'll descend about a third, maybe halfway. Flip your feet upward facing dog. On exhale, you'll flip your feet into downward facing dog. So far, we have three options today. If you really want to take it up a notch, if you really want to find some heat in practice today, I will demonstrate option 4. Again, if you're taking 1, 2, or 3, you can stay where you are. Option 4, you'll take chaturanga. Number 1, flip your feet upward facing dog. Second chaturanga, before we go right back into downward facing dog. So my friends, I welcome you to pick an option, pick 2 options. Have some fun with that. On this next breath, we'll slowly take your left leg up to the sky. Remember, I am mirroring you. Your left leg up to the sky. On exhale, we'll take that left knee to the left shoulder. Coil the spine using the core. As you inhale, lengthen that leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. One more time. Then we'll take that left knee to left wrist, pigeon pose. In pigeon pose, I'm going to bend my knee so my lower leg is at about a 45-degree angle. If this bothers your knee in any way, you can bend your knee further and further in. From here, we do want to make sure our hips are even with each other. Our torso upright, first option. Second option, forearms down, or perhaps you want to rest your forehead onto your hands. Here we are in pigeon pose. As we go further into our practice today, you may have remembered the sensation when we were lying on our back. Remember supine pigeon? So here we are doing a second variation of the same stretch. We're trying to open up the outer hips. From here, if you are on your forearms, you might work your way back up onto your palms, hands below shoulder. From here, that trailing right leg behind you, we're going to take it to a twist. So you'll take your right knee into chest and make sure that you are sitting evenly. So both sit bones, both cheeks are on the floor. As you take your right knee into chest, take your right hand right behind your back. Inhale, your left arm up towards the sky, hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. This is for the neck, look over your back shoulder. So here we target a few parts of the spine, the cervical spine and the thoracic spine, that's the mid-back. If you're looking over the back shoulder, you might feel that stretch right along the neckline. When we're twisting, it's a little tougher to breathe deeply. Do the best you can. Keep your legs where they are, keep your hips where they are. We're going to counter twist. Turn your torso to the other side. Rotation. On this next breath, we're going to release. Let's take that right leg behind our body. We are in pigeon for a moment. Step that left leg back to meet right. From plank, pick your option 1, 2, 3, or 4. I will demonstrate option 1, which is holding plank and coming right back into downward facing dog. On this next breath, we're going to take that right leg up high towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to shoulder, core strength. On inhale, let's try that again, lengthen, feeling the hamstrings and feeling the hips open. Exhale, knee to elbow. We're going to do this once more. Inhale, lengthen. On exhale, let's take that knee towards the wrist. About a 45-degree angle of a bend in the lower leg. Pigeon pose I go. This might feel reminiscent, remember, of what we did when we were lying on our back. You are welcome to stay nice and tall, come to your forearms, or maybe, my favorite, forehead down to the hands. And anytime there's an opportunity to rest your head, that's also a good chance to let your neck relax. Because remember, our neck does hold up our head. So I invite you to stay here. You might find if your hips are even, take note if there is tightness or not tightness in this particular region. On this next breath, we're going to roll our way up, hands below shoulders. Take that trailing left leg behind and around. Seated spinal twist is next. Let's make sure both sit bones are down to the floor. If you're sitting here and you say, you know, Jamie, I'm here, but I feel like I'm lopsided. That is so common, that's okay. You might take a yoga block or a book or a pillow and you might sit on it if that helps you get a little bit more even to the floor. So go ahead and grab a prop if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to bring the left knee to chest. Take your left hand behind your back. Right arm up to the sky. Remember, I want to find length before I twist. So I'm reaching up, then elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Turn your head over that back left shoulder. Hello, mid back and neck. That is what we're looking to feel here. Using leverage against our own body to deepen the stretch. Keep your legs where they are. We're going to counter twist. All right, friends, on your next breath, we're going to reverse the way we came in. Let's go ahead and take that left leg back behind our body. Hands below shoulders, step your right foot back to meet left in plank. You choose. I'll demonstrate second option, which is knees down. Elbows are going to bend. I'll take my back bend cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back down. Regardless, we all meet back in downward facing dog. On this next breath, inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. On exhale, let's come on down to that standing forward fold. On inhale, let's bring those arms way up overhead. And on exhale, hands below shoulders. Bring those arms off to our sides. We're going to start into the heart of our practice today. From here, feet as close as you can together with comfort. As we inhale, hips back, arms up, Utkatasana, also known as chair pose. Now take note, in chair pose, I want to drive my hips back. I will bend my knees and I will extend my arms firmly. I know it's tempting when you reach your arms up to kind of shrug. Let's unshrug those shoulders. Sit those shoulders firmly in their sockets. Let's take another big breath. As you inhale, belly breath. As you exhale, hands below shoulders. As you inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You choose your flow. I will demonstrate the third option. But either way, I'll meet you back in downward facing dog. On inhale, let's take that left leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. On exhale this time, left foot through both hands. It is high crescent lunge. In high lunge, your arms are adjacent to your ears. You'll go ahead and extend that back right leg far behind. Your back heel is lifted. With the front leg, let's try to keep the knee above the ankle and try to feel strong and firm. On this next breath, hands to heart center. You'll turn your torso over your front thigh. So for me, or for you, you can turn over your left side. And you'll lean elbow to hook outside of your left thigh. Maybe you feel confident right here. If your body allows, you might extend both arms. Or maybe wrap the arms around. Is it possible to bind? If not today, that's okay. We'll slowly reverse our way back. Hands to heart center. Back to high crescent lunge. And from here, high crescent lunge. We'll bring those hands right back around, step that right foot into tree pose. Now you can stay where you are. I'll face you for a moment. In tree pose, you can start like I am here, a little tripod tree. Perhaps you bring your foot into your calves or avoid the knee and come into your inner thigh. The knee joint likes to be really stable, so we don't want to push into the knee. From here, you might grow those branches. And my favorite, maybe I even close my eyes, but that really does throw off my balance. That's going to challenge your kinesthetic awareness. How does your body feel in space? With your eyes open, go ahead and take a big belly breath. From where you are, we'll slowly take those hands back to heart center. Take your right ankle above your left knee. And you might lean halfway down. Maybe there's room to bring your hands to the block or the earth, or maybe even towards the floor. So as you are here, we are feeling that same outer hip open up. On this next breath, we slowly roll our way back up, hands to heart center. You'll take that same right thigh and cross over the left. You can stay where you are. You'll take that same right thigh and cross over the left. So if your foot is hanging and that's feeling good, stay there. Maybe there's space to wrap around your calf. So pick what feels okay. We're going into what's called eagle pose. This right here is eagle legs. If there's room, you might descend lower and lower, like we did in chair pose. When you're ready, extend both arms to a capital T-like time. You'll take your left arm underneath, right arm on top. So you're welcome to bend at both elbows and stay right here. If there's space, you might rock your palms around and push. As we descend lower and lower, this, my friends, is eagle pose. Stay where you are. Now in eagle pose, we're going to adduct. That means close our legs together and push our palms together. On this next breath, as we inhale, ascend. On exhale, take that same leg and kick back, hinge into warrior three. Stay where you are in warrior three. You'll have your left leg down, your right arm up. You can unravel the arms behind your body to a capital T-like time or over your head. On this next breath, hands come down towards the earth, standing splits. Remember, you can bend that standing leg as much as you like. On this next breath, with your right leg floating, you will slowly bring that right knee down towards the earth. Low lunge. If your knee gets sensitive, grab a pillow or a blanket, or you can go back to high lunge if this doesn't feel good. So here we are in low lunge, my friends. I love this posture. This is a great way to open up your hip flexors. From here in low lunge, we'll slowly bring our gaze upward if our body allows, or maybe even further back. On this next breath, go ahead and look forward. Inhale, arms are high. On exhale, turn your body towards your right side or towards the screen. This is warrior two. In warrior two, you're going to turn your body completely sideways. Your feet, they're at a perpendicular movement, so it looks like a capital T-like time. From here, your arms are long. As you inhale, reach your left arm forward. On exhale, reverse that warrior. Stay lunging in your front thigh. On this next breath, take your right arm to frame your right ear. Let's try that with the movement and the breath. Inhale. Let's go ahead and take that left arm back up. Exhale. Extended side angle. We'll try that one more of each. Inhale, left arm high. On exhale, extended side angle. From here, we'll find our way back to warrior two. If this is where you find balance, stay here. If you're ready for a little bit of action, you'll step into that left foot, half moon. What does half moon feel like today? Maybe I'm floating, no floor needed. Or maybe I use a prop like a block, or perhaps I use the floor to assist. Maybe you're in a position today where you don't want that bottom hand to help you. Pick your favorite option. If you have a wall behind you, this is a great way to use a prop. On this next breath, work your way back to warrior two. From warrior two, we'll go ahead and straighten that left leg, and you'll turn both toes outward to a 45-degree angle. From here, you'll sit your hips back, bend into your left knee. This is a lateral lunge. From here, with the right toes, you might slowly turn inward towards the screen to notice the different stretches you might feel as we change our foot angle. On this next breath, let's switch to the other side. So in this next position, you're going to turn to the other side of your mat. So when you're ready, as you turn your body off towards your right side, we'll have the hands below shoulders. From here, you'll take your right knee into your right wrist. Very similar to pigeon pose. That's how we'll start. On this next breath, take your left leg. You're gonna wrap it so far around, knee above knee. You can stay where you are. I'll do this straight on so you can get a better visual. So again, like we started, it looks like pigeon at the start, but then you'll bring your opposite left knee right on top. Don't worry. If your knee is not right on top, you're not doing it wrong. Get as close as you can. What does it feel like for you today? So here we are, we're starting in what's called seated cow facing pose. I do want both sit bones grounded. From here, let's go ahead and extend both arms long to a capital T like time. You'll take your left hand behind your back, right hand at the lower part of your back. Maybe it's available that your hands touch. If not a big deal. Inhale, open your heart. As you exhale, fold on forward, seated cow facing pose. And where might we feel this? Into the shoulders, into the triceps, into the top glute. From here, we slowly roll our way up and we'll release the arms. Let's go ahead and take that left leg on top behind our body, hands below shoulders, step that right foot back. To meet left, it's a free for all, take your flow, and I will meet you back in downward facing dog. On this next breath, inhale your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right foot between both hands, arms up. We are in high crescent lunge. So I know for a lot of you, you might be facing backward. You can listen to my audio keys, or maybe you're just facing a different direction. Take this moment to recenter yourself, to use that breath. Your arms are adjacent to your ears. On this next breath, hands to heart center. Turn over your right side. You can stay right here or hook elbow outside of the left thigh. Maybe it feels good to expand. Maybe we wrap around. Maybe this isn't your favorite posture. That's okay. We are going to reverse our way back, hands to heart center. Back into high lunge we go. From here, let's take those hands to heart center. Step that left foot into tree pose. Remember, tree pose can be very forgiving. You can have the other foot down if you wish. Into the calf, avoid the knee that likes to be stable. And here we go. And oftentimes we find that there is a leg that we stand on that's really awesome at balancing. So whether it's this leg or not, take a breath, embrace it. Maybe you're ready to grow those branches. If you wish to challenge your kinesthetic awareness, you might close your eyes. Please open your eyes if they were closed, and we'll slowly take those hands to heart center again. You'll take your left ankle above the right knee. From here, you can come a little lower. Don't fall, Jamie. Or come a little further than that. And any time we are in balance, if you feel as if you can't get it right the first time, that's okay, friends. It is a yoga practice after all, but do take this time to notice, where does this feel good? Where does it maybe not feel so good? We never want to feel in pain. If you are feeling in pain, take maybe a third of the pose. From here, we'll slowly roll our way up. And you'll take that left thigh over the right. So you can start here. You don't have to go further than this. But if your foot is floating and there's space, bring it behind the calf. This is eagle legs. We're going into eagle pose. From here, you'll open your arms, capital T like time. Take your right arm under, left arm on top, and you'll bend at both elbows. You're welcome to stay here, or we wrap the palms around and we sink as low as we can, like we did in chair pose. Do you remember Utkatasana? The chair, the sit back, the heating up of the body. We are adducting our thighs, strengthening our core. From here, we will slowly ascend. Take that top leg back into warrior three. Stay where you are. As you are in your warrior three, your arms might be bound. If you're ready, unleash. Maybe capital T or overhead. From here, we work our way down, hands down, standing splits. We slowly step that left knee downward towards the blanket, towards the mat or the pillow. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms adjacent to ears, opening that hip pocket. Again, if this feels worse on your knee than it does feel good on the hip, definitely use this time to prop up, or you can skip this posture and just do a high lunge instead. From this low lunge, maybe it feels good to look up and further back. If it feels like it's cramping behind your neck, tuck your chin. There are a lot of ways to practice yoga. From here, we inhale the arms high. On exhale, turn your body towards the screen or towards your left. This is warrior two. So you might notice that we're doing the same thing, just on the other leading side. From here, our feet are perpendicular to each other. So your right toes forward, your left toes away. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, reverse. On this next breath, exhale, extended side angle. You'll feel your left arm framing your left ear. And when you're holding here, instead of just holding a position, imagine being active. Reach through your fingertips. Inhale, we reverse, strong front thigh. Remember, anytime I say warrior, that's a chance for your legs to strengthen, to balance, even if 2 feet are on the floor. Exhale, extended side angle. Let's take that one more time, friends. Inhale, we reverse, deep stretch. Exhale, extended side angle. From here, you are welcome to stay in warrior 2 to balance, or you step into your right foot. Half moon, what does half moon look like on this side? Are we going to use assistance? Are we going to try balancing with just one foot, with one hand, with no hands? You choose. From here, slowly step your way back. We are in warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Turn both toes off to a 45-degree angle, and we sink that right hip back into lateral lunge. Maybe you stay here. If there's space, you might go lower and lower. There's no need to force what doesn't flow. In the practice of yoga, I invite you to start small. Use your breath. And if there's room to push the envelope, do so. We'll slowly switch to the other side. We're working our way back to the front of our mat or to the side we started on. From here, go ahead and turn your body all the way to the left. You'll take that left knee to left wrist. So it looks like we're doing pigeon pose again, but wait. We take that right leg behind us and we'll stack right on top. I will face you. For visual purposes, I think it'll be easier. We want that knee either on top or as close as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. From here, can we get our sit bones to ground? Let's go ahead and open those arms. Capital T leg time. You'll take your right hand behind the nape of your neck, left hand at your lower back. Maybe your hands come close to each other. And if not, the effort does go a long way. Sometimes in the practice of yoga, what we benefit from the most is the sensation versus the execution. From here, inhale, open. On exhale, we fold on forward. Here we are. We'll slowly roll our way up, releasing the arms, releasing the legs from pigeon. We're here for a split second. Work your left leg back to meet right, and I'll meet you in downward facing dog. On this next breath, inhale up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk your feet outside of your hands. This is going to be your yogi squat, Malasana. You can stay where you are. I will face you again. In Malasana today, we would like our toes to point again at that 45-degree angle. If this is not feeling great on your knees, don't go as low. Go as low as you can with control. But I do ask that our heels are grounded. How can I ground my heels? You can start by either taking a higher squat. You can place books or pillows or blankets underneath your heels. Do what feels most comfortable here. This is going to be a balance in our feet and squat. From here, we'll inhale, core strong, bring the arms up. As you exhale, bring those hands back down to heart center. We're taking that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time. As you take an inhale, arms high. On exhale, hands down to heart center. You'll bring your hands grounded towards the earth and bring your hips up high. Friends, you are welcome to stay right here in your forward fold. If you are taking this to an arm balance today, let's go ahead and walk the hands behind the heels. Notice my thumb and index finger cup my heels and my palms are pushing the earth. I can bend my knees to do so. So a prerequisite of what we're going into next, firefly pose, we want the palms grounded. If your hands are not completely on the floor yet, that's okay. Stay here and build familiarity with your palms to the earth. If you are ready for more, we're going to bend both knees like we did in squat. Bend both elbows like we did in chaturanga. And maybe I sit my hips back like I would take an actual squat. I might bring my feet closer together and stay here. There's no pressure to do anything else today. If your wrist feels sensitive, don't go further. Strengthen this position. But maybe you are ready to lift a leg or both legs off the earth. Firefly pose. Stay here for as long as you feel confident or comfortable. And I am going to exit, not so gracefully. You're welcome to exit any way you please. And have a seat for a moment. In this position, while you are seated, we're going to bring some attention to the neck region. From here, you can have your hands on your legs, and we'll slowly take that left ear to your left shoulder. Remember that I am still mirroring you. As we open up that right side of our neck, I invite you to take your right hand to extend. From here, show me a thumbs up. Thumbs up towards the sky, like you're hitchhiking your way through the desert. From here, with that thumb, let's go ahead and point downward. That's going to pronate our wrist, and that'll affect our shoulder. You might take your rotation of the neck away. You might say, I feel this into my biceps too. That's okay. Sometimes that's a reason why our neck feels tight. We'll slowly reverse our way, and we're going to take this to the other side. Let's take that right ear to right shoulder. Extend the left arm. I'll bring my left thumb up high, thumbs up. If you wish, you can pronate by turning that thumb down and turning your head further away. So it might feel like a stretch from your earlobe into your neck, into the shoulder, into the bicep. If it feels like it's tingling, don't stretch as hard. And we're going to, sorry, there's a plane, you can't hear me. Slowly reverse your right back. As we inhale, nose up towards the sky, feel the stretch in the front of your neck. As you exhale, nose down, feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, nose to the sky. On exhale, nose back down. From here, we're going to roll our way onto our back once more. From our back, we're going to take both heels below our knees. Arms at your sides. As you inhale, squeeze both glutes. Bring your hips up to the sky. This is our bridge pose. As we hold our bridge, but don't hold your breath, we're going to feel our hips, maybe even our thighs stretch. When we do that, we might feel the bottom sides of our body flex. As we exhale, bring those hips right back down. We're going to do that again. We're going to add the arms. As you inhale, squeeze the glutes, hips up high. You might bring the arm underneath. Maybe your hands clasp. As we exhale, we might slowly release and bring our hips right back down. We're going to take that one more time. On this next breath, inhale, squeeze your glutes, pick your bridge, and we'll spend 3 breaths here. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the hips, and feeling the thighs lengthen. On this next breath, we're going to slowly release, bring our hips back down, and take both knees into our chest. We're going to take that clockwise circular movement again, like we did at the start of practice. This might be a good time to check in with yourself again. How does this feel compared to the very first time you did this? And let's move those knees counterclockwise. And for this next posture, we'll do it together, so I won't mirror you. We'll take both knees into our chest. Let's take both knees off to our left side, so much that our hips might stack, if your back allows. I would like your shoulders, however, to stay down, your gaze over your right shoulder. Now as we start off in spinal twist and your knees are together, maybe this is where you feel perfectly comfortable in opening in your outer hip into your lumbar spine, that's your lower back. If you want a deeper opening, go slowly. You might straighten your legs. What does that do? It almost acts like a weight. It might pull you further in this direction. So remember, we're not looking to force what does not flow, but we do want to see what our body can do. On this next breath, I invite you to bend the knees if your knees were straight, and we'll work our way to the other side. Remember, knees will turn off to the right, hips might stack,
shoulders will stay down. And so if you say, which one do I choose, or I want my knees to go further or my shoulders to be down, I would like your shoulders to stay down, and then bring your hips to the other side. When our shoulders are anchored, maybe it means our hips don't go as far. That's okay. We'll at least have a familiar foundation, a consistent way of measuring if there's progress over time. Feel free to extend your legs off to the right as your gaze is off to the left. Maybe you don't see the screen, that's okay. You can hear me. You don't need to see me. And here we feel the lower back, the outer hip, and that twist in our spine. From here, we'll slowly reverse our way back, hugging the knees into chest, and we'll slowly open up the knees. You can start here. Maybe you extend the feet to the sky. We'll start off in a supported happy baby, supported with your hands. Your hands can hug outside of your thighs. This is a groin opener, and we're doing this in a fashion where gravity does the work for us. Maybe it feels good to go onto the shins, maybe you grab the big toe. In this position, you might bend the elbows to bring your legs downward towards the earth. And like a happy baby would, you might rock side to side. If there's space, perhaps you extend the legs. From happy baby, I invite you to slowly bring your legs together. And we are going to release the legs into Shavasana. In Shavasana, let go of that deep breath. Let go of the clenching muscles. You might bring your shoulders away from your ears, especially if you have a tight neck. And just be. If it feels comfortable for you, close your eyes. Shavasana is where we reap the benefits of our practice. I'd like to think of this the same way when we have a deep night of rest. That's where we recuperate. That's where we build our strength and replenish our focus. Perhaps you'd like to stay in Shavasana much longer than I will be in Shavasana. If you are ready, bring the attention back to your breath. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingertips. Bring both arms overhead and stretch like you would first thing in the morning. You might roll your body towards your screen, and we'll gently press ourselves away from the earth.
And have a seat facing forward. With your hands to heart center, the light in me honors the light inside each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, Dom. So glad you can join today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Emma.
Didn't want to miss your new class. So thank you.
You are so welcome. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
It was a great class.
Thanks, Emma. So glad you. Oh, look at your pup. Did your
I know.
pup join too?
She doesn't let me like do things, so like she was like barking and all up in the camera, so I had to like mute myself.
All good.
Yeah.
Glad you all joined today. I will see you next time. Thanks for
Yes,
joining.
next week. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Guys.